Standing here near the Russel Wright Design Center in Garrison, New York, we are 1/4 mile from the Hudson River. Near here, the river is at its deepest at over 200 feet to the mucky bottom. In the thousands of years of human occupation in this valley, the river defined transportation and industry, shaped wars and communities, inspired a conservation movement, and provided food and recreational opportunities. Here at Manitoga, we stand in a landscape deliberately shaped by Russel Wright, its last owner. Manitoga is Russel Wright. Russel Wright is Manitoga. There is no separating the two. This landscape is manipulated through intentional ecological design that reveals scenes and views as you walk. Russel Wright used 4 simple rules to lay out the paths. Follow natural contours of the land, try not to retrace your steps, show off your most interesting features, and carefully cut vistas so that scenes reveal themselves slowly. Russel and Mary Wright purchased 75 acres of used quarry in 1942 from the heirs of Archibald Gracie King. And though Mary died before the home was completed, she helped to envision the setting and views. As you walk the trails, you will see the drill holes visible on the stones that form some of the stairs, a sign of human hands shaping the landscape. Russel and Mary Wright's home is set on the wall of one of the quarries. Granite blocks were lifted from the bedrock, creating a depression in which the Wrights created a family pool. The stone blocks from these quarries were used in school buildings in Tarrytown, St. Joseph's Church in New York City, the Powder Magazine at Iona Island, and the guardhouse at West Point. When the Kings owned the quarry, workers known as quarrymen would work as a team. One person to hold a hand drill, one person to hammer the drill, and another to clean out the hole between the blows. Once a hole was drilled, blasting powder was used to calve the block off the worked ledge. 35 to 40 men, some of them from Cornwall, England, were employed through 10 months of the year in the quarry. Their families most likely traveled with them. Though not within the Manitoga grounds, a small schoolhouse on the original King property remains a puzzle, as there were very few houses in the area. Historians think that the school may have serviced the children of employed miners, but have no specific evidence. The Kings bought the property in 1868. Just 10 years earlier, on the 1854 map of this area, we find only Denny Dock and a few houses. By 1876, the King properties, which included not only their home, but King's Dock, King's Road, and King's Quarry, were noted on maps. Their house on Manitou Road, just around the corner, was built in 1870 and is now in the National Register of Historic Places. First contact with Europeans was by the Verrazano Narrows, which is by today's Sandy Hook, New Jersey. In 1609, Henrik Hudson was exploring the river in search of the Northwest Passage and passed this point on September 14th with a good wind from Haverstraw. The sachem Daniel Nimham contested the sale of this land in 1762, but did not win. He then traveled to England, representing the roughly 200 remaining Wappingers, to further contest the decision, and while the courts agreed with him, they could not intervene. Afterward, in a last attempt to regain the land for his people, Daniel Nimham threw in his lot with the revolutionaries and died a patriot at the Battle of King's Bridge in 1778. "79% of Putnam County is covered by forests, water, and wetlands combined. When Russel and Mary Wright converted the quarry into a planned landscape, they included native plants like the eastern hemlock. Two invasive insects, hemlock woolly adelgid and elongate hemlock scale, have decimated this native evergreen, which grows on shady, cool slopes and along riverbanks. This evergreen was important to both Native Americans and European settlers, who valued the tannins in the bark. The disappearance of the eastern hemlock has left an ecosystem gap in our landscape. In streams that used to flow below its shading boughs, stream temperatures have changed, endangering the cool water fish species that live there.
This project was made possible with funding from the Hudson River Valley Greenway, with special thanks to the Putnam County Historian's Office.